Hello, welcome to my channel. If you would like to learn English, then keep watching this video. So in today's video, I am going to be baking a Victoria sponge. So I use a method called Comprehensible Input, and a lot of you guys like to watch me bake. You like to learn English and learn how to bake. So I thought I'm going to make another baking video, and today we're making a Victoria sponge. Now I'm just going to talk for a few minutes, so if you would like to skip to the baking, then skip ahead now. I really like to bake, and where I am from in Ireland, baking is very popular. It's a part of the culture in Ireland to bake tray bakes. So this is a tray bake, something that is baked in a tray, and cakes. And the reason that baking is so popular is because it is a sign of community. So I go to church, and at our church often there are bake sales or there are events where you eat cake and buns after an event or after church. So it's a sense of community to bake and to share your baked goods. So if you went to an event and bought shop-made baked goods, then people would not be impressed. People love handmade baked goods. So make it homemade baked goods, not shop-baked goods. So from a very young age, from children, we learn to bake and to share our baked goods in our community. Today I am going to a church event, and afterwards we are having tea and cake, so I am going to make a cake for my church. Now another little bit of history is the Victoria sponge, or the Victoria sandwich cake, is of course named after Queen Victoria. And the reason that it is named after Queen Victoria is because Queen Victoria she made afternoon tea popular. So that's why afternoon tea is very popular in England, because Queen Victoria would have her tea and this cake at 4 o'clock in her big castle, and she would have social events with cake and tea. And also this sponge was invented around then because of baking powder or rising agent. So this cake is very spongy because it rises from baking powder, which was invented in the Victorian era. So anyway, history and culture has been talked about. Now let's begin to bake. This is the recipe that I'm going to use, so I will show you. We have eggs, 6 eggs. Well, there are 6 eggs here. Self-raising flour, caster sugar, bit of baking powder, butter, jam for the middle, jam and cream. I love baking so much that I have a corner. So I have my mixer, my bowls, weighing scales, spatula, and my cake tin, and all of my ingredients. So let's get baking in the baking corner. So I have my mixing bowl, and I have the sugar. So I'm going to pour the sugar in. We have the mixing bowl, the measuring thing, put it back to 0. Now we're going to pour the sugar for 200 grams of sugar. ,200 grams of sugar, 200 grams of butter. Now you beat the butter and sugar together. Next, you pour 200 grams of self-raising flour in. Do you notice there's a pattern of 200, 200, 200? Now we need to crack 4 eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crack 4 eggs into the mixture. Crack an egg. There you go. So now we have a cracked egg. 1. Hit the egg nice and hard along the edge. So hit it. Now we have 4 eggs. So now we're going to mix the batter again. Turn on the mixer, put the mixer down and turn it on. And now we mix. I'm going to put the tiniest bit of vanilla essence in just to give it a little bit of vanilla flavor. So just tiny little bit. So the mixture has been mixed. It should look like this, kind of like a yellowy color. So we've got our mixing. We've got our mixture in our bowl, and now I have got my baking tin, 2 circles, and they have been greased with butter, so that the cake will come out. So now I am going to pour in the cake mixture, so 2 even halves into 2 circles. Got our mixture. Half of the mixture in one bowl, the other half in the other bowl. Now we have 2 Queen Victoria sponges ready to go into the oven. Our cake is baking in the oven, and it has to bake between 20 and 30 minutes. And then when it is finished, all we need to do is whip some cream and get some jam and get some bottom layer, jam, cream, cake, then a little bit of icing sugar, and our cake is finished. So I will show you that when it is finished. So growing up, we always baked. My mum would always bake, my granny would always bake, and anytime it was someone's birthday, we never went to a shop and bought cakes or bakes. We always made it ourselves at home. So let me show you. I've got this recipe book, baking recipe book, show you some of the things we used to make. So chocolate cake. I think chocolate cake was the favorite with my family. Rice Krispie buns. So these are just Rice Krispies and chocolate, marshmallows and butter. So they're very simple, but they're a bake for children because they're so easy. We would also have these things called chocolate caramel squares or millionaire shortbread, and it would have shortbread, caramel and chocolate, so 3 layers. Shortbread biscuits are a classic. They only have 3 ingredients: butter, flour and sugar, and they kind of make a snap noise. So those were a classic. So are brownies. Brownies are another classic baked goods. These are delicious. And of course scones. I do love scones. The cake is finished, so it's a little bit messy, but inside we have cream and jam, and on top I have dusted the icing sugar. I've tried a slice, and then I also made this cake. So I ended up making 2 cakes. I made a sponge. What do you think, Bobby? I made a sponge, cream and strawberry cake as well. So we have 2 cakes ready to go. I get a lot of comments asking me to make baking English videos, and I've made a few now. I did my chocolate brownie recipe, which is my most popular video, and I've done scones, and then now I'm making a cake, so you can watch those videos to help you learn English. Now I'm not really sure if you want more videos like this, because I feel baking is always the same. It's the same English, it's the same vocabulary. So maybe would you like to watch me do some cooking videos that might be a little bit different? I could cook something while you learn English. Let me know in the comments how you would like to learn. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot of English with me today. If you would like to learn more English with me, then I do have a Comprehensible Input course. So you can buy that course for only €30 and it has 10 videos of learning English through Comprehensible Input with me. So thank you so much if you've already bought that, and if you would like to buy it, there it is. So I'll see you later. Bye.